This is a public service. What's going on, man? You give him a warning?
Yes, sir.
That was nice of you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. What was your name?
Officer Presley.
Presley?
Yeah, he said a tree fell on his car in his headlights. That's what made it.
Oh wow. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
If one of the people came up to you and asked you a question and you didn't know the answer to it, Jesus, those are bright.
Yeah.
But by all rights, it was something that you should know the answer to. Would you make a good faith effort to find out the answer to that question? I appreciate that, sincerely.
Yeah, of course.
Now I can do a video for Beard to see his lights.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So the First Amendment of the Constitution, it secures 5 fundamental freedoms to we the people.
Yeah.
Could you tell me what those 5 freedoms are?
Yeah, so it's freedom of press, religion, petition your government. Every time Twisted Luck asked me the same question, and I only missed one.
Copycat.
But every time, huh?
I said copycat.
But I had like 4 of them or whatever. But,
now you're gonna get them. I'm confident.
Freedom of press, religion, petition your government.
I'll give you a hint. Fuck you.
Oh yeah, speech.
All right, sorry.
And then
You can bleep it.
and then yeah, you guys always put me on the spot.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Put you on the spot. You were just put that guy on the spot.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you know, it's good for the goose.
I don't mind you guys at all. You know, I told Twisted Luck, Steven Sanders. You know, I can't think of the other one by the way, but I don't mind you guys. You know, you guys do what you got to do. You know, I got a job. You guys do this. I don't know if you do it for work or what. I don't. You know, it's not my business, but
He's a tick picker for work.
what?
A tick picker.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just had one on me like 5 minutes ago. A tick.
I've never had a tick on me actually.
Really?
I've lived in Florida my whole life.
He wasn't lying. It was,
There
it
was
was
a little
crawling
baby
up
tick.
his
I'm like,
arm.
what is that? It was a tick.
Yeah.
He said he got stopped for speeding though.
Yeah, so I was over there at 472 in 1792. He was going 62 and 55. Wasn't a big deal, but I know his headlight was out. So
My damn radar didn't go off. We're using laser?
no, it's a radar.
Is my radar? I don't think I gotta check my buttons.
I didn't hear it when DeLand was doing it either.
My
so.
volume might beat me down. That's why.
Yeah, but it's not a big deal. Usually right there, because it's 55. Usually right there, I give people 10 over. You know, 9, 10. You know, if they're going like 60, 64, 65.
Hell
you know,
yeah.
But with the 2 things with his headlight out and the speed more. But I'm a warning guy. I don't give a lot of tickets.
That's
out.
good. Yeah, they still give you the same stats for warnings or citations, right? Don't they consider them? I know, like.
No, so like.
Sorry, I don't mean to.
No,
No,
so like with
I'm
Orange
not
City,
trying-
so with Orange City, like sometimes it depends on who your supervisor is, but they give the monthly stats to the supervisor. It depends on who your supervisor is. They'll send it out in an email or whatever. But it's separate. Your citations and your warnings in the column are separate.
I think the county does. The county does contacts, and they say that it's whatever's good for contacts and all that. So
Yeah.
that's pretty good. There's a cool case, and hopefully you'll look it up. It's a really good one. Think of the hotel Hilton, Hilton versus State, and just look up case there. It's about windshields and things like that. It's a really good one. It's a nice one to know about windshields and cars. Remember, Hotel Hilton versus State. And it's a Florida Supreme Court. But yeah, that was it. We were just over here talking to some deputies and everything like that. It's been quiet out here. I was warning people.
Oh, we don't like to use that word.
It's quiet. I love saying that.
We've had it's been a pretty eventful night for us tonight. We've had I think on this side 2 fleeing vehicles. Deltona had actually it was started in Edgewater, Oak Hill area, then came over to Deltona on ST Maytown, and then Orange City we had one.
Oh, that's what the chopper was up for, right?
And then we had one about maybe 45 minutes later.
That's always fun. Yeah, like with the top speeders in departments, I start pulling their force watch and things like that. And I love seeing when it says unassigned on first force watch and it says 85 and the speed limit's 45. I'm like, come on, man. Did anybody? I know I don't want to tie yours up. Did anybody tell you why I started filming police?
I don't. I know of you. Obviously, you're one of the biggest ones here in Volusia County.
He's bigger than I am. He gets more views.
I know of you. Before I even became a cop, I had watched your videos. I've only been a cop for 3 years.
Oh, that's not
over
bad.
3 years since October was my 3 years.
I think I started in 2019. So.
Okay. So yeah.
But long story short, is Port Orange Police Department fucked with me, and they said they were going to arrest me for my wife holding a camera in my front yard for filming.
Right.
That was it. That's what started it. People don't know easy how it is.
Always think my ego probably.
Yeah, it was a machete, and then code enforcement searching my backyard, and then they put criminal charges against me in 2019 as well.
Right.
Those got dropped. You know how they got dropped?
Yes.
I don't understand why this attorney is not watching this video. She's been in this courtroom for 30 minutes doing absolutely nothing. Lazy fuck. Judge piped up and told me, you better mute your mic now. Next day the charge was dropped. I'm proud of that one. I am proud of that one. I want my money back. So
let me clear myself in the chat.
yeah, I don't want to get you in trouble or anything like that.
Can you show me 10-8? I know.
And people, like, this is, should I tell him a tip and trick? He answered, what was the last one for the...
Assembly was the one he was missing.
That was pretty good. Should I tell him a trick?
Yeah, sure. It's always good to share the knowledge.
There are some officers that, well, I don't know if they did it tonight, but an officer sent on his, who's your sergeant tonight? Harrelson. So sergeant, yeah, it wouldn't have been him. But they're taking the mobile data computers, MDCs. That's a common term, right? MDC?
MDC, yep, yeah.
Okay. I don't know why that clerk is like all weird. But anyway, she doesn't know what MDC is.
Or MDT.
Oh, MDT.
There's a lot.
All right, that's true. Okay, I'll give it to him. Well, this sergeant took his hands and typed into the keyboard a government system, a computer, and broadcast to the whole entire county that I was out driving around, tracking me. And I was like, the fuck? So I was like...
You were out driving around. Did he see you on it?
No, I talked to him. I just told him one of the cars had a taillight out. And I said, hey, I just want to try to wave this officer down and tell him, hey, your taillight's out. But he was like ignoring me and sped off and did this. And so I got him here. And when he got done with that, he got on his computer and said, you're,
Go ahead. No, you can clear that.
But he said basically that, oh yeah, this guy, he's out here, he's in his Tesla tonight, and put it all over the MDCs, and I'm like, what other citizen gets tracked by the government like that for doing legal and lawful activities?
Right. So was it necessarily track, or was it just warning the guys, hey, you know, so and so's out, you know?
You think that's an appropriate thing to warn somebody about? Hey, there's somebody out here, you know, exercising constitutional rights. You better watch out.
I guess the word appropriate would be subjective. Would you agree?
Black and white on that one.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're talking about. I mean, these are fundamental rights.
As a law enforcement officer, we are held to a higher standard, right? So
well, you're not held to a higher standard, but you should be.
Exactly. Well, I think that we're held to a higher standard.
Do you really?
So, of course. Yeah.
How many officers in your department have gotten arrested or ticketed for committing a crime?
Only one got arrested, but
I can't answer that because I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Probably it's very few. One guy got arrested for cyber stalking and something like that, and he.
Oh yeah, I did remember that. That was before my time.
Yeah,
that was before my time.
But yeah,
it was something about Georgia came and extradited what I got. But like I said, I don't mind what you guys do. We're all human, right? We all make mistakes. Whether you're in computer cyber or you're in, you know, flipping burgers at McDonald's, we all make mistakes, right? However, as a law enforcement officer, we have the ability to take people's rights away at some point.
The only government entity that can do that. The military can't do it.
So we have to know our shit. Yeah. But on the other hand, we're also human. We make mistakes, right? You know, and being able to own up to those mistakes, I feel like, is what differentiates us, you know, from, I don't want to say good cop, bad cop, but a cop who...
I think that's a good way to phrase it.
A cop who is not afraid to say, I'm sorry, I made this mistake. How can, you know, this is what I can do to better myself as an officer. You know, that's just the way I feel.
So, yeah, to answer, when government knows your whereabouts, when they use electronic devices to communicate or effectively communicate that information to another government entity. Like right now, your name is Presley to me. You are an agent of the state. Mm-hmm. I don't think of you as a person right now. You are not a person. You are an employee that is an officer. When you're off duty, you're still that. When you retire from law enforcement, in my eyes, you become that person again. You are no longer that government entity. So when they...
I don't mean to...
No, you're good.
But so, like, when I'm at home and I take my daughter to the playground, I'm not a person? Is that what you...
No, you're a law enforcement officer 24/7, 7 days a week.
Yeah, if you saw something at the park.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I do agree with you on that.
Yeah.
However, I'm not going to act to have my 3-year-old daughter with me, and it's not a forcible felony that's going on.
Yeah.
You know,
and I'm not going to...
You know, if I'm by myself.
I'm not going to treat you like a piece of crap when you're out there. If I see you and I'm out in public and I see you and, oh, he has his daughter here, the first thing I do is grab my phone, make sure my audio recorder's on, put it back in my pocket, and I walk by. I don't say nothing. I won't engage with you. But yes, if you see or say something right there, they have the fellow officer rule, which is crazy. Say if you're in DeLand and you're like, yeah, he came up and he said this, this, and that. They can take that word off of you, not hearsay, but fellow officer rule, because you're still, while you're off duty.
I actually I just went to court for a dismissal hearing, and I did an LMP case for a state trooper who saw an LMP happen in her yard. Okay.
Off duty?
She was on duty at the time.
Okay.
Okay. And she saw it on her Ring doorbell, and it actually got dismissed because the defense was like, she was the victim, and the fellow officer rule didn't apply. That was weird. That was the first time. I forgot what judge it was.
Well, that's very interesting.
Dismissed it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the judge was like, yeah, I really don't believe that the fellow officer rule applied. You know, because she was on duty. But
that's crazy. We talked about.
Since you mentioned that,
so,
that was,
you know, that is good to know. But another judge may say it. So to go into that, yes, I think when an agent of the state uses a computer device to tell your whereabouts or even your general whereabouts, because the GPS is not accurate when they stick it on the car. It shows a roundabout place. I think that's being tracked, and that's being no different than if you sat there and read the tag readers coming in from I-4. You're like, I think he's out tonight. Let me sit here and watch the tag readers. You're using that service to track me, and that would.
I see where you're coming from.
But here's the secret that I was going to say. The secret I was going to say, like what you're doing here, may not make it in my video. I like showing bad cops. I do like showing good cops. I don't think you'll ever make supervisor based off of your attitude, because you respect people. You respect people's rights, and they don't want that in these agencies. It's sad to say that, but
it's funny that you say that.
That's the way it is in Port Orange. That's the way in Daytona. But if you see a guy with a camera, like him or me, and you come up and, hey, how you doing? Anything I can get for you? Case number or anything like that? No, I'm good. Like the lieutenant in DeLand just says, can I get an event number? I was like, no, I'm good. Thank you. That's it. Have a good night. All right, you too. Stay safe. I was like, that was it. But
I think a lot of law enforcement officers are intimidated by you guys.
I think they have egos, and they trigger easily.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I think that.
And I think my upbringing. I don't care what people think about me. Never have. I think I try to do the right thing. Like I said, I'm human. Sometimes I'll mess up, but
I do too.
I think a lot of law enforcement officers in this area, because you guys are intimidated by you guys and all the videos you guys post and stuff like that.
One good thing I think with him and me, maybe you can thoughts on this. I don't lie in my videos. I don't make stuff up. I try to keep that honor, and I ask the people, hey, do you have a comment on this, like Daytona or whoever? And same way with him, I tell him, I'm like, all your videos are clean cut, they're straight through. You don't shift anything, you don't make anything bad, and that holds well with me, because I'm like, I can go to sleep at night not worrying about it. Because when I post a video, I'm like, damn, did I do something wrong? I make something like that? Did I check everything? Did I do it? Is there anything in there that violates anything? And and I have to go through that, because I want to sometimes give a fair, it's not all sometimes, but always give a fair opportunity. I email, hey, why are you doing this? And I'll never get a response from the department. So, but yeah, they.
Can I ask you a question? Because obviously, nothing against you.
I'm nobody.
Channel?
This is a public service.
Okay, so I have seen your YouTube channel, but I've seen yours a lot more. And you don't have to answer, obviously, if you don't want to, because do you make money off the YouTube?
I don't answer questions.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Joking.
I just didn't know. I don't know much about YouTube.
Yeah.
I know some officers, you know, when they talk about the YouTubers and the first $1 million, you're like, yeah, they just do it for money, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you're not in their shoes. You don't know why they do it.
Well, I mean, even in that case, I mean, the news makes money.
Exactly.
And the news makes that money off of advertising, and YouTube is no different. So, I mean, we could be a part of a news organization, but we're part of our own news organization.
Exactly. Independent journalists.
Exactly.
So to answer that question, yes, there's money being made. There's people with YouTubers, they will, like with YouTube, we were part of a case. I think the word is amici. Is that, you know, language? Amicus. The amicus. Yeah, so I was an amici, I think an amicus there. So we were going into federal court because a judge was about to say, no, you are not, YouTube is not media. That's not what it is. But she reversed her statements in court, so the attorney was like, nope, everything's good. We were just trying to make sure this judge knew that media is this. It was for a gun rights case. So my name was on this lawsuit. It was on this, and we were almost there, but she reversed it. But money comes in in different forms. Like when West 2 News posts a video, and they post it their Facebook page, their YouTube page, they post it online. That one video, I'm gonna guesstimate, probably makes them about $70,000. Just a hit story when they air it at 5 or 10 o'clock, because they have mainstream media has a ad placement it puts in there, and you know ads are. There's probably an ad before and an ad after, and they're probably $15,000 to put it in there. Super Bowl ads, $1 million, but regular ads are cheap. Right. So the same thing applies when you see an ad on our videos. Yeah, it makes money. Almost 90, I think it's like 90% of my money comes from media-related stuff and publishing and journalists. So, like, if you were to come to me off duty and say, "Hey, man," and I don't want to do this, but I saw something bad happen. I think you know who I am. I can protect your identity and keep you out of the limelight under the Florida Shield, because this is what I do for 100% for work, is media and journalism like that. So the money, if you do it right, just to give you an example, there's a former sheriff, his name is We the People Service. He makes about $300,000 to $500,000 a year. Easy.
Abaya Israel.
Same situation that I'm in. Former police officer, former sheriff.
In Florida?
He's somewhere else. I don't know, Tennessee or something like that.
Okay.
But when you syndicate this and put it out to every single channel, I did a boat video, just to give you an idea for a boat video. I did a boat video the other day. It's got, I think, 2.5 million views, so there's $12,000 right there. Or no, yeah, 12,000. Wow. So that's a boat video. So
you guys spend a lot of money in public records requests too.
Yeah, you spend a lot.
Yeah.
So we just got one from Orange City for $500,000. I asked for every photo.
You did a public records request for Orange City for $500,000?
Yep.
Oh,
I'm not paying that. That's my settle. That's what I want from a settlement. I asked her for tracking me. But like when he goes and does public records requests, it might be $80, $100 here.
But it has to be reasonable, right? How does that work? Because I'm just a cop. So you do a public records request at any city. Is there, like the Florida Sunshine Law, does it say that it has to be like a reasonably price, or is there always a set price?
You know,
it's supposed to be reasonable. Right. Oftentimes it's not.
Right.
Because I know a little bit different.
Because I know, like, I saw one of your videos at the shores, like it was like a ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah, $3,100 for an IA.
Yeah.
So the statute specifically says like 11907 for, I don't remember it off the top of my head. It's in the 119s. It's actual cost of duplication. That's what it is. The reasonableness comes for the reasonable amount of time to return those records. But the fee for it we're saying reasonable. It should be reasonable because the reasonableness of it is like Haley makes, is her name Kaylee? Kaylee makes $30 an hour, I think it is. Something like that. She may be more, whatever she makes. Now, if her front office person makes 15 and she could do the job, they're supposed to give it to the front office person. So the lowest person that is capable of performing the duties is the person that is the one that should do it at the rate with time and benefits. And so if they take an hour to do it, then it's 50. If she makes 15 and benefits are $3 an hour extra on that, it should be 18 an hour. But then cities offer a certain amount free. Then when they offer that certain amount free, they're supposed to deduct it, but they're not. They don't. They play that game. When it comes to pieces of paper, and this is one that I want to do one time if I get stopped for speeding. Hey, I want to do a public records request and inspect your radar log. Because a lot of officers don't fill them out in the beginning. They fill them out, oh crap, I forgot to fill it out. Yeah. And I want to inspect it on the spot. Yeah. They used to say.
And they should bring it to, like if you take it to court, they should bring their logs to court.
No, but the statute says if it's readily available and it's available to be inspected. Now, if we're on the side of the road, you could probably say, oh yeah, you can't do it here, right. But I can pull over here and let you see it. You should.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because a lot of times, like, well, you can see it in court. Yeah. That's the wrong response. Yeah. But going back to that, pieces of paper should only be 15 cents per copy, I think, or 10 cents. Was it 15 or 10?
It's 15.
15.
Okay. 15
per copy. DVDs, if they were to do a DVD, you're like, oh, a DVD and body camera. If they have no redactions, they put it on DVD. They should do it at the actual cost of duplication. And that is your spindle divided by how much it cost. 100 DVDs was $25. That's 25 cents. That's all they should charge.
Okay.
But when it gets, they use the word, was it extensive IT usage? You see that or no?
I don't know.
Extensive IT usage basically says that anything over a certain amount of time is where you'll get into overcharges. And that's where Kaylee sent me this $500,000 bill for, because I asked for all photographs of employees. And they said they had 400,000 photographs of employees. And I'm like, red flag. Red flag. It would be like you saying, like, yeah, I wrote 755 tickets this month, and you're like, I'm like, wait a second. There's not enough time in the day. There's not that many photos of employees. This is a 200 employee.
Yeah, and on top of that, what was it? 2 minutes to inspect each video, each picture. I mean, can you imagine staring at one single picture for 2 minutes?
Yeah.
And these are just pictures of people.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where the cost comes in. And you may have to do public records requests sometimes. If you have an agency that you have something with, you have to email them, hey, I need to do this.
Yeah, I mean, but if either one of you guys actually, I got that email, I work for the city. If any of you guys ask me for a public record request, I have to submit one.
Yeah, you have to submit. So, yeah. And that's just the way it is, because you work for the government and you have it. I don't see a difference in asking a janitor, like, hey, I'd like a receipt for this bucket here.
And honestly, before that whole thing happened, I didn't know that, to be honest, because they don't train us. Yeah. We're out here being cops, not records clerks.
But
so, and I didn't know that.
But
to be honest, until I saw the videos.
However,
okay, that's interesting.
39 statutes, you know what those are, right?
What do you mean?
Like the chapter 39.
I don't.
You don't? It's juveniles.
Oh, okay,
all having to do with juveniles. Chapter 39.
Yeah. I don't deal with juveniles a lot. We have a school resource officer. She probably knows all the time.
Yeah. But then 812.
Yeah.
Those are what, thefts, and 810 is trespasses.
Trespassing. Yeah.
And 316s are traffic. 322s are driving.
We have it easy now. Our report system, we type in like battery, and it comes up for it. We don't have to use the statute.
You can randomly ask any statute in the statute book, and I will tell you what the statute number is.
Oh, I know you know your shit.
No, I know just pick one. Pick one out of your head. Say, what is or whatever.
I mean, 790.
What, say again?
790. 790.
I don't answer questions. So, yeah, 790s are, is that drugs? 790.05, 790.01, 790. No, those are guns.
Yep.
Yeah, guns. Yep. 790.04, subsection H is the open carry. 790, I don't know. Solely I could be pissed that I don't know.
I don't remember statutes. I said, I don't. Like I said, we have it very easy with our.
Well, he was forced to. They were writing them on stone tablets at the time. So.
And literally, our report system, we have crime, trespass. We type in trespass. It comes up. We look at the subsections, and it's like, okay, yep, boom, that's what we need, and that's it.
So, yeah, and going back to the money thing, one arrest will erase $2,000 from anybody, not just me. But when people say, oh yeah, they're filming, you're just doing this for money. You have to be able, as any business, you have to make money and have, for those damages that come up, for the errors, for the omissions, for what is that word that I'm thinking of, for incidentals. You have to, no matter what it is. Like in my other business that I do, we put X amount a month away. We have insurance. We put X amount a month away for equipment breaks that are outside of insurance. And no different than here. Like one arrest will cost me $2,000, no matter what it's for, guilty or not. When I do it, I'm paying an attorney to start $2,000. If it goes to trial, $5,000. Right. So when you're doing arrests and you're like, it's really easy, just punch it in here, we do this. You always have to think about that when you can take freedoms away, but you can also take someone's their livelihood away for when you get pissed and you're like, you know what, this guy's going to jail just because he said something. So.
I think I'm more now because my zone unit, I'm what we call a Yankee unit, so I'm working noon to midnight, so I'm a floater, so I kind of have the whole city. But when I had a zone, and I had like the south end zone, which is Walmart and all the retail thefts, I think I was more notorious for giving people NTAs and taking them all the way out to the jail,
Yeah, it's a 45-minute drive for you guys, right?
Oh, it's a long drive. Yeah, it's about 35, 40 minutes drive. But I feel like a lot of officers don't use that discretion. So to be able to do NTAs, not just shoplifting, but a lot of.
Yeah, Walker's a prime example of that. It almost seems like he enjoys arresting people, and I
don't know what his feelings are.
Yeah, well.
So.
Yeah,
that's pretty much. Yeah, I feel the same way. Some people you see that they're just like, oh, you.
He just seems like a sociopath, And I mean, I don't mean that to insult him. I've just,
I think he's a younger officer, and he's a want-to-go-getter.
May have
yeah. There you go. Eager. He's very eager, and you know what? I mean, maybe be eager to build a bridge in the community, instead of tearing one down. I mean, you seem like well, I mean, you already explained, you already explained yourself as this person, so I can see it in you, you know.
I've seen the negative outlook as when I was a kid. I don't really tell the story a lot.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I was in foster care. I got taken away from my parents. The police raided my house when I lived in Deltona when I was like 3 or 4 years old. One thing I remember about it. And as I got older, I got taken away from my parents 3 or 4 times. And the state finally separated me from my parents. Got adopted to a very well family. But I told myself, I want to become a law enforcement officer, and I don't want another kid to feel the way I felt when I was in that situation.
Yeah, that's miserable.
You know, when heart, you can't be totally heartless. Granted, people are assholes to us all the time. I understand that. You can't let that get to you sometimes. Sometimes you do let that get to you, but you got to be conscious of what you're doing. So
I know both of us can get under skin pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
really well at that, but
you are. Not to me, 'cause this is the first time we've ever met. Actually, no, we met one other time at the gas station. Actually.
yep, it was.
At the
I
gas
think
station,
they had a crash up there. And
Yep.
crashed into-
But in your videos, you get under a lot of cops' skins.
I can do it. I mean, it's not hard. There's a couple ways you can do it, and it's just like when they train you, and do they do verbal judo stuff still?
We learned a little bit about it. You know, there's a book out there about verbal judo.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't read it. I strongly recommend that you read it. I mean, but I've taken interviews and interrogation class. I've taken hostage negotiation class, and even then, it's just in those classes, it's more of be the person. Like, where are they coming from? You know, where's that other person that you're talking to? Where are they coming from? Try to get in their mindset. You know.
And that's why I tell my story.
Yeah.
You know why I do this?
Yeah.
Because it might be repetitive, but if someone's going to affect change, I'm not going to do it from a lawsuit, because every lawsuit that's out there is in existence, like filming police, Smith v. Cumming or McDonough versus Fernando Rowe, and they still jab at us, and so nothing's going to change unless you really get into someone's mindset. You know how that goes, and the mind is a big, powerful thing. So when you can convince people to be better and good, because that is really what changes people. And it's hard. We're in the 2000s of, I don't do history really well, you might. We're only in the 2000th year before there's really any documentation, right? And that,
yeah. I mean, there's stonework and
Right.
writing in the cave walls, but
no communications, and we're only 100 years from women's civil rights, and we're only 80 years from black people's civil rights, and less than that from when it really got better, for everybody, the bus incident in the 70s, I think 70s or 60s. So yeah, we're in infants. We're in our infancy stage with being in this world. I mean, if you look up here at this there's billions and billions of things, and we're sitting here having a conversation, using our brain power to be like, how can we bridge a gap?
Mm-hmm.
And other people are an hour ago, or how can we plow these guys in the ground? Versus, hey, yeah, I see what you're doing. It's good. You're one of those police the police guys, I think he says. Knew what was going on and wanted to stomp us in the ground like a cigarette. And
yeah, it was frightening. It was frightening.
yeah, we had a scary situation. I don't know why, but yeah, I think about that with the infancy of this world.
I feel like they think it's an attack. Like you're trying to attack, But like I said, this is a great interaction, I would say.
I would agree.
Would you guys agree?
Oh, I think so.
I can walk away from here, shake your hand, and say, yeah, Mark was a great guy. I don't know your name.
Foshin.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Foshin
is a great guy. The interactions that I've had with him were great. And then I can go have lunch with another officer and say, no, they're completely assholes. They came to me and they were yelling and cursing at me in my face. I think it's all.
And I never did get that secret, but the secret is if someone does come up and cuss you in your face and you do that, hey, I'm sorry, I don't know what happened to you. My name is this. Don't point to it. But this is my name here. My name is whatever it is, Presley. I know that you're upset with something. I wish I could fix it. I can try. If you let me know what's wrong, I can always try. I can pass it along to someone. but I know you're upset, and we got to stop this and fix this. And if a cop said that, I can't do anything with that video except for praise that officer. So that's it. Is it time?
The time to go?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm on overtime.
Are you
supposed to leave here at midnight.
Are you driving back this way?
I gotta drive back that way, yeah.
If you can, for a second, just there's a gray car in there, and I just stop. I gotta show someone. I gotta show someone. If you get a second, I'll go down there. It's
okay.
You'll like. I think.
All
You'll
right.
like.
All right, I'll meet you down there.
It was nice meeting you.
Well, that's it right there. That's Officer Presley. I didn't mean to crowbar like that whole talk.
No, that was good stuff.
That's why I was coming back to you like, hey, you know this and this and that.
Yeah, no, I don't know shit. So.
I'm trying. I was trying to include you in it.
Yeah, no, I think that was a good talk. We're out here today to ensure our natural rights are respected by those who swore an oath to support, protect, and defend the rights of the people. The purpose of all interactions is to peacefully promote government accountability and transparency. Please like, share, and subscribe so this message can reach as many people as possible. I implore you to peacefully seek redress to any and all of your grievances. This is a public service.